Hello, it's me, the Avatar Fanatic, and today we will be talking about my review of Book 1, Episode 1 of the Avatar live action Netflix show that came out yesterday. Hopefully, as I go along and watch each particular episode, I can share with you guys my full review of each episode. Some spoilers will be included, so if you haven't gotten to watch the episode yet, feel free to click off this video, come back later to see my opinion, and engage with other Avatar Fanatics in the comments down below. Also, like and subscribe. So the main thing I was expecting from the live action was it to be pretty different from the original show aired 20 years ago. It was. The show surprised me in many ways, at least the first episode, in both good and bad ways. But the most telling change from the original to the live action was the chronology or addition of events. The explanation that the airbenders were surprised of the attack didn't come from many supposed theories I'd heard in the past. My best understanding was in the original they wanted the Air Nation to perish to find the Avatar, or to at least kill off the people who were willing to protect them, which is why they went for the Air Nation. The live action adds a fantastic scene of the Battle of the Southern Air Temple. Truly visually stunning, I really liked it. And my favorite addition of the first episode compared to what was in the show. It wasn't just a battle, it was trying to save kids and how they were unsuccessful, showing how Gyatso died, showing how the other airbenders died, and a lot of great CGI was made. It was pretty much all really good. Once they couldn't find an air avatar, the Fire Nation next went to the water villages as they were half convinced that the avatar was dead. Now this is what ended up happening in the live action, but in a weird way. Now, although Sozin had nefarious intentions and ultimately did act in this way, went for the airbenders, then the Water Nation, I found it interesting, though, that the international community in the live action were fully convinced at the time that the Earth Nation would be attacked first. Leaked battle plans that were fake in order to ambush the Air Nation were carried out, and all were laid waste to there. The live action was giving explanations to things not shown in the initial show. The opening scene, earthbending, looked immaculate. Perfect to me with little to no flaws, although I have no clue who the guy beating all the Fire Nation guards to a pulp was. He was pretty cool. I liked him in his bending style and would like to see more of it as we go along. And also variants in the bending style, like unique bending styles would be very unique. Also, Sozin burning him to a crisp was great CGI and portrays some ruthlessness, although Sozin's look overall, in my opinion, was a little gimmicky for my liking, which did take away some of his terrifying demeanor that he was trying to portray in his character. Unlike the show where Katara gets angry at Sokka and creates a rift in the glacier which brings out the iceberg off memory, the iceberg is on the surface already, and Katara and Sokka stumble upon it by almost losing their boat in the process. Plenty of things from this point are roughly translated from the show, adding some cool supplemental scenes of life in a southern water tribe that was basically just with young people left because all the old people were laid waste to because they were mostly benders. There was a lot of young kids leading the village. There were some snowball fights, which was a cool touch to keep some lightheartedness in the show. They had more explanation of Sokka being the head of the village, some of the duties that he had to do, and dialogue with more people in the southern water tribe who could carry out these duties. A couple of fight scenes break out, including a different dynamic originally in the show between Sokka and Zuko. Now, the same fight scene kind of happens, which kind of showed Zuko's desire not to hurt anyone in the southern water tribe, at least the one that Sokka and Katara were in, while having the fire to find Aang still. I think in this scene, Zuko's cast Dallas Liu did a great job on that. When the fight scene broke out, it wasn't Sokka in the show combating like a fool in the original. Zuko still beat him pretty easily, but Sokka still, he showed some early glimpses in combat ability, and that wasn't really seen in the first episode, frankly. Sokka was ducking and dodging pretty well for a waterbender. I think it's foreshadowing for perhaps a combat arc. Leadership was prominent, which was good as well, and Sokka overall impressed in this scene too. Aang was subsequently imprisoned. He somehow escaped, and maybe I missed it without even showing him getting out of the cell, but he was just out of it and sneaking around the boat and kind of left. which was strange, but the scene was done well. Overall, the CGI looks fantastic, a little unnatural in some areas, but overall a massive plus. I noticed some things like Aang not being able to shed a tear and risk of ruining his makeup on his character when he found Gyatso dead, being something you can't really adjust for in a live action. And also, Gyatso's skeleton was uh, kind of poor as a prop. I'm not gonna lie, but that was about it. Aang's actor Gordon Cormier did overall a surprisingly good job in the first episode. He expressed his humor, emotions, and character well. He has a couple of peculiar voice lines in how he states them out, but overall it was pretty good. To be rest assured, this isn't the abomination of the Avatar movie, at least as of now, thankfully. It's actually done well to a certain extent with a consideration of the original source material. Katara did really well. Her character already had a minor waterbending arc in the first episode. Being able to show it effectively was impressive. Sokka was smart, a more mature person than Katara and Aang, visibly, and it makes sense. But he should be, as he's older, but still on par with his peers in the village. And he sees his friends and his sibling in Katara as equals still, as he's still a similar age. As the leader of the village, there is that sense of authority you already get from Sokka, brainless courage and pride for his village. But Ian Owsley, the casting of Sokka in the first episode at least, portrays that pretty well and overall does a good job. Dallas Liu was Sokka's casting, and he conveyed the role of an enraged firebender who would stop at nothing to find the Avatar. His intentions of returning to his destiny and being heir to the Fire Lordship were stated clearly, and his athletic skill of firebending was shown really well. Gyatso was shown in more depth and added more than a teacher gimmick shown in the original to give him more humanity. One critique I noticed was a conversation between him and Aang where it kind of seemed like they put two separate audio recordings together, and it seemed to conjoin them in mid-sentence, and they were both kind of laughing and stating some stuff. It bothered me a little bit that I noticed it, but it was more like a small audio thing rather than a knock on Gyatso Ring's character or voice acting. Iroh had some interesting lines. As of now, he's not really trying to teach Zuko anything. Some of his actions are interesting, diplomatic. I will look forward to see how he develops in the succeeding episodes. Overall, there were some borderline cringy moments and isolated questionable voice acting pieces, but overall it was created well. It did a good job immersing it into the live action and had great CGI. Personally, if I had to give a rating for the first episode, I'd give it like an 8.5 out of 10. It was a good first episode. So what made me the most happy was the consideration and thought. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button, comment on the video, your thoughts, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to know when I upload more content. I'll see you guys next time, and it's me, the Avatar Fanatic, out.